Well, every Wednesday, we help you focus on your money. And today we're talking about how to spend your money on life insurance. The older you are, the more costly the coverage. Our financial advisor, Elaine Beadle, is here to tell us about what coverage you need and what it could cost you. Thanks for joining us today. So at what point should we start buying life insurance?
Well, the main reason people buy life insurance is to cover the financial security needed for their family in the event that they lose the income earner. So typically you're going to see people in their 20s and 30s have a high need because young families, maybe a mortgage, kids they need to put through college, and really have no accumulated assets at that point. But for everyone, as you kind of progress through life and the mortgage is paid off, the kids get through college and become independent, and you accumulate some assets, your need for life insurance can come down. But sometimes life happens and you end up being in a situation you're over 50 and you still have those financial security needs for your family, or perhaps you thought you had it covered through your employer's insurance plan, but then that might have gone away with your job for some reason. So you find yourself in need.
So what happens if you're over 50 and you find yourself looking for coverage?
Well, the big issue is once you decide how much coverage you need, it's how old are you and what kind of health status do you have. Because the older we get each year, to start the policy is going to cost us a little bit more. And likewise, as we age, sometimes health issues appear as well. So if you look at a 10-year level term policy, which means I'm buying a policy for 10 years, I'm going to pay the same premium across the board. And we can show you how that increases. If you're in your 50s, it's going to increase 8 to 10% per year. 60s 10 to 12 and 70s 12 and over. So it really means that if you're 50 and you're paying $2,000 for a policy, if you wait till you're 51 to start that policy, it's going to be $2,200 for the next 10 years. So you know, that's what you're looking at. And of course health issues. But the other issue is sometimes when you're 50 you can't buy certain term policies. They won't sell you a 30-year term. So you may have to be satisfied with a 10-year or a 15-year term because they don't want to take the risk of that longer time period. So a couple things to think about.
And when you change the term, does that factor into how much you spend?
Right, exactly. The longer the term, the more you're going to have to pay every year for that coverage, obviously.
So what is your recommendation then for people that are over 50 that may be in the market?
Well, it's an unfortunate situation to be in, but I think if you can work with a knowledgeable insurance professional who has access to multiple insurance companies, in other words, they're probably an independent agent, so they can look at and find where's the best coverage for you, what insurance company can provide the best coverage at the best rate. Obviously, the earlier you can determine you've got this need and the more you can plan ahead, the better. But you know, sometimes we're in that situation and we have to kind of make that decision. Is it worth it to get that coverage? And usually it is.
Well, and it usually takes a couple of appointments, right? Because they will require a health screening. So
exactly.
You have to set that up, and then you have to wait for those results to come back, and then the pricing.
Right. It doesn't happen overnight.
All right. Elaine Beadle, thanks so much for your tips about health insurance. If you'd like to learn more, she's written a blog, and we have a link set up for you. Just go to our website and look at WTHR.com.